Hello, dear friends. Purification will be gentle if humanity returns to balance, according to the Hopi. Opinion piece. Convergence 2026. Time loops. Closing the circle. Lifting the veil. End of quarantine. Starkink under attack. Transcendental change. Let's start. The 2026 Convergence refers to a cosmic turning point where the veil of collective illusion begins to lift, allowing humanity to access hidden truths about its origin, reality, and planetary transformation. Prophecies by Baba Vanga, Nostradamus, and modern references point to 2026 as a year of massive revelations, astrological alignments, and shifts in global consciousness. Will 2026 be the year the veil begins to lift and humanity awakens to the truth? From ancient prophecies to cosmic alignments, everything points to a momentous shift. From the white hat operations to galactic prophecies, DNA activation, and the solar flare, this is where truth seekers, starseeds, and sovereignists converge. Together, we prepare for the arrival of the new Earth and the return of humanity's cosmic destiny. Ismael Perez believes that 2026 will be a major turning point for humanity, a convergence of factors that will lift the veil of hidden knowledge and suppressed truths. 2026 is shaping up to be a pivotal year in human history, marking a shift toward truth, liberation, and the fulfillment of our cosmic destiny. As the coalition, supported by benevolent beings, continues its mission, humanity stands on the threshold of a new era. Symbiosis. The coalition does not operate alone in its mission to liberate humankind. In recent years, it has worked with advanced intelligences from higher planes of existence who uphold the law of one and the natural evolution of worlds. These beings perceive time, space, and reality far beyond our linear perspective, granting them the ability to see hidden agendas and neutralize threats before they manifest in our dimension. The primary antagonist is the dark side, driven by a rogue artificial intelligence that infiltrated Earth's technological and political structures and has long sought to enslave humanity by controlling finance, surveillance networks, and weapon systems. The goal of that artificial intelligence has been assimilation and domination, to steer humanity away from its organic ascension. The coalition, guided by its benevolent allies, is dismantling this network layer by layer. It is deploying advanced technology and sophisticated tactics to neutralize the strength of the artificial intelligence hidden in underground bases, orbital platforms, and quantum communication nodes. Benevolent beings provide energy protection, collapsing false timelines where the dark side holds power and expanding timelines where humanity awakens to sovereignty. Time ties. According to Ariel, we are closing a circle of time ties, or time loops. In his view, the operations of the secret space program and the 20 and Back project generate jumps and resets in the timeline to correct anomalies that affect human evolution. In the timeline resets linked to the secret space program, agents face traps in alternate dimensions, causing fluctuations in the timelines and leading to tangible effects on human evolution. Some agents are sent for 20 years to alternate dimensions or off-world colonies, returning through age regression and memory erasure, Many were trapped by the sabotage of factions like the Draconian Coalition, preventing the birth of key children with genetic markers for leadership in human ascension. When these agents did not return, the absence of their unborn children generated a domino effect that destabilized the timeline and forced a reset of its recovery. End of quarantine. Meeting on Ganymede of the Jupiter Command and the Solar Warden Starfleet of the Secret Space Program confirmed the end of the quarantine or isolation of planet Earth due to an increase in consciousness and the prevention of the Third World Party. Humanity is described as a kind of galactic royalty because of its interdimensional hybrid genes when it transitions from Homo sapiens to Homo luminosas by activating 96% of our DNA. The strange comet 3I Atlas will remain until March 2026, coinciding with the collapse of the Fiat system, the mass appearance of a spacecraft, and the revelation of our cosmic origin, maintaining a positive timeline towards space civilization. Michael Jaco and Ismael Perez analyzed the 3I Atlas comet as a benevolent catalyst for disclosure and the end of Earth's 3,000-year quarantine, bringing a new frequency that interacts with the Sun and alters trajectories. Perez describes the strange comet as a non-invasive intelligent entity that has appeared 6 times at the end of dark ages to usher in golden ones. Some 23 countries of the dark side see it as a threat and have activated their planetary defenses, while 109 allied nations recognize it as an ally. Third phase. Media grid details the third phase of currency revaluation as the trigger for a global financial reset, with Iraq leading the revaluation of its gold-backed dinar through the quantum financial system synchronized with the GISERA program, releasing locked elite funds. She considers Iraq a prophetic catalyst for financial awakening. In her view, more than 190 countries have aligned their currencies with gold, with the dissolution of central banks, debt jubilee, and massive prosperity through QFS cuts, marking the end of economic traps and the beginning of the path to sovereignty. The transformation will not be noisy. It will be precise and will reward those who studied, persevered, and prepared. Reform is not a press release, it is a process. The path taken by Iraq reflects discipline, not lack. This is not the end. It is the next chapter of global finance. This isn't hype, it's history. The financial world is being rebuilt, and Iraq's role is proof of what's possible. I forget the figure of 57 central banks, the dissolution of 57 central banks. Attack. Ethan White of K-Stellar reveals that the Starlink satellite network is under direct attack. Starlink isn't a technology product. It's a battlefield network. It locks down targets, deflects sabotage attempts, and scans the planet with precision. It's the shield protecting this operation. The coalition isn't asking for surrender. It's passing final judgment. This is the systematic elimination of a global control network. The quantum financial system, armed and guided by benevolent artificial intelligence, has shut down 57 more banks in the last 72 hours. These banks, riddled with dark-side money laundering, fiat currency manipulation, and digital counter-programming, have been pushed not through corporate regulation, but through QFS override protocols that controlled their networks. Every move is surgical. Every clasher is backed by cyber teams working under a unified global banking agreement. What we are witnessing is not economic turbulence, but the liquidation of the dark side's financial infrastructure. The elite are unsuccessfully trying to disable Starlink, but the quantum shields are holding. Their last weapon was to cut the sky, and they failed. Multiple unauthorized launch attempts targeting Starlink nodes using obsolete missile technology, sabotage drones, and frequency weapons have been confirmed in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Antarctica. Every attack was deflected, neutralized, or reversed because Starlink is not just a communications network, but an orbital weapons network. The Starlink Eclipse project network has been active since mid-May. It includes quantum electromagnetic pulse barriers, autonomous defense arrays, and cloaked interception drones. The elite wanted to silence the satellites, but they exposed themselves. Starlink remains undefeated. All nodes are online. Every attack has been launched, tracked, and met with a silent response. Sovereignty. According to Mr. Poole, you weren't born to be a corporate asset. You were born a living, spiritual, and sovereign being. The moment of your birth was hijacked, not to protect you, but to transform you into an embodied entity within a depth-based system of control. Understanding this distinction is the first real step toward reclaiming sovereignty. Birth certificates were not life documents. They were instruments of constitution. Through them, governments guaranteed human beings to finance a global debt system they themselves created and never intended to repay. You did not incur this debt, but you were trapped in it. The so-called New World Order was never new. It was planned, refined, and executed over centuries. Its architects are aristocratic families who operate above governments, hidden behind banking, religion, and law. Silence protected them because exposure would have instantly ended their control. All major wars were financed in the same way. Bankers financed both sides, controlled the outcome, and then accumulated nations as assets. This isn't theory. It's their business model. Clarification. Spielberg's new film is not a revelation, according to Gabamur. Hollywood is confused about extraterrestrials in the same way the UFO community is confused. The beings who have crashed landed and abducted humans are not our guides or protectors. There is no spiritual connection with the little grace. There are no hybrid there are no hybrid beings among us. There are powerful beings we once called angels, who voluntarily incarnate as human beings or starseeds. E.T. and Close Encounters were entertaining movies, but the UFO community should be talking about spirit guides and soul families instead of promoting yet another limited meeting place. It's not enough to be told we are not alone. People are ready for more. Architecture. What did our ancestors know that we lack today? Were bells and instruments used to promote an energy flow between humans and nature? Asks Tartaria Hispanica. Many ancient cultures erected towers that seemingly served only as monuments, funerary or victory columns, watchovers or churches. For the Egyptians, they were obelisks For the Romans, columns and similar monuments were built in Europe. These structures, made of paramagnetic stone, were precisely positioned to interact with the Earth's magnetic field and create a connection between the celestial and terrestrial spheres. Some towers were built in such a way as to amplify this energy through natural resonance. Interesting or curious. Scientists warn about mind-altering brain weapons, according to the New York Post. Putin warned of biological laboratories in Ukraine, and the media dismissed it as a lie, but they were right, according to Tulsi Gabbard. Plasma wave, according to Kerry Kay. A Solstice plasma wave is being activated through the sun, and the plasma doesn't add intensity, but rather reorganizes the structure. It determines what can maintain coherence, what dissolves, and which timelines remain visible. Unprecedented celestial event capture in the Eye of Sauron, and an international team of scientists has detected for the first time two massive collisions between rocky bodies in the Fomalhaut star system, located about 25 light years from Earth. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.